Some people don't like truth, but truth is good. Truth is great. And today's truth is this. The older generation isn't doing any better than the younger generation. The older generation is just as lost, just as foolish, just as prideful, just as rebellious, just as ignorant, just as lost, just as finished, just as done as the younger generation. I mean, you have some people in the older generation still suffering from heart wounds they experienced way long time ago. If the older generation has so much power as they proclaim, then why is it that we still have some people in the older generation walking around here sick? If there's so much power, then why can't you heal yourself? Why can't you save yourself? Matter of fact, the Most High is not even working with some of the people in the older generation. Matter of fact, He is rising up people from the younger generation to fulfill the mission that the older generation couldn't complete. See, the problem is this. The older generation don't want to admit that they're lost. Some of the people in the older generation don't want to admit that they're equally pathetic as the so-called younger generation. But you know what the truth is? We should not be comparing generations anyway. But that's the problem with people. All we want to do is compare, bash, bash, bash. Some people in the older generation only want to bash. They don't want to fix the disconnection, the division from the older generation and the younger generation. Matter of fact, you have some people in the older generation that just want to stay in power. Every time somebody from the younger generation try to come up, they just try to keep them down. That's the problem right now. You have some people in the older generation who believe that people in the younger generation can't tell them nothing, can't tell them a thing. Which is not true. If the older generation were doing any better, then why do we see so many people still suffering from the same things, same patterns in life? The older generation isn't doing any better. If so, a tad bit, a pinch. But still in no room to talk. Apparently, the older generation don't know everything. Only real people would sit here and look at both generations and say, you know what? The younger generation is talking right. The older generation is saying something right also. We need to come down and have a seat and talk. Talk about how can we repair this disconnection that persists. But it's none of that. It's bash, bash, bash. You can't tell me nothing. Apparently, you don't know everything if you're still stuck in the same situation that you have been in for a way long time ago. Come on. The older generation isn't even better. Is it doing any better? It's not doing any better. Stop the bashing. Start listening to each other.